So today's session we'll be recording this session also, so that for future reference you can use it. So our flow of today's session will be, first we'll understand what are the different types of charts and then it will help you decide which chart to use for trading or for investment. So generally charts will help you with at what price the stock is trading or whatever the commodity is trading. And if you are interested now, I have started one more series with one of my friend. So he trades in commodity, and so every evening from 6:30 to 7:38, we live trade. So we analyze charts on live.
Sir, yesterday you gave the YouTube channel name, but there were no videos in that.
Yesterday we did a live. We did a live session yesterday.
So the
We did
videos
a
don't get
YouTube-
recorded.
Yeah, it will be there. It will be there in YouTube channel.
No, there were only two videos that too eight months before.
Yeah. So yesterday we started the live around 8 or 9 we started. We were still figuring out. I was trying to fix my OBS. So the OBS was properly functioning when I was in Ahmedabad. When I relocated to Mysore, lot of this OBS settings have changed. So was trying to fix everything. So we started late, but we were live for 1 hour or so. So now every day we'll be doing in market hours, Monday to Friday, around, we'll fix a time, but mostly it will be every day for 1 hour. Because recently I've started trading in silver because of the work timings that I have. So because our work starts at 9, ends at 6, most of the equity market is closed by that time. So we have only commodities to trade. So at night we trade with commodities. And again, commodities are not very volatile. So when I mean by volatile means the rise and fall of gold and silver is very minimal. In a day, it might hardly fluctuate between 1%, 1.5%, whereas stocks can go, those are very volatile. So it can go from +3 to -3%. And for few stocks, it is more than that. So now we have been recording videos now. So maybe Rishabh, you can join YouTube live. And maybe Syed, whoever is interested to see how we analyze chart. So charts are forming. So our idea is we share our screen and we take live trades. So it will be a good learning for you also, that how do we take trades
Yeah.
and the methods.
Sir, on Monday can we have a live trading session?
Monday, we can have live trading, but I guess Monday your schedule is for resume building. And if you want, we can shift those sessions, we can make live, or maybe we can do one thing. We'll complete the resume session, resume building and CV building session maybe in half an hour or something. And rest 1 hour we can look at live trades. So if everybody is up for it, then we can make the changes. Okay. 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So we have good participants. So we can do a live trading session also. Because trading is something that in one day you won't be able to understand what's happening. Because some days we call it as black days, and some days it are blank days. Black days when market is falling, and they fall very ferociously. And blank days are those for traders that every day you cannot trade markets. Right? Some days should be avoided. So whenever you know that there is a doji in preparation on daily charts, if you trade regularly, you'll get to know that tomorrow the market is going to halt. On those days, we prefer not to trade. Let's say yesterday was a similar day. In the first half, market was completely flat. It was not rising nor it was falling. So trader will only make money when markets are moving. either they should rise or they should fall. In that case only we'll make money, right? Because there are two types of orders in the market. One is long position, where you buy first and sell later. That's a long position. And there is a short position. First you will sell it and then you will square off the position. So first you sell and then you buy, right? And whatever difference is your profit, right? So after around 132 market started falling, and that was the opportunity for us to short the market. So, and I basically trade in Nifty. So how many of you know what is Nifty? One. Okay. Only one knows what is Nifty. Only one student knows. Only Sinjana knows what is Nifty. So Nifty is a basket of 50 stocks, right? These are top 50 stocks. So who defines top 50? It is based on the market capitalization. The number of stocks, the net worth of the company, of top 50 companies are in the portfolio of Nifty. So that is known as Nifty 50. Sensex is of basket of top 30 stocks. Right. So I trade in Nifty and majorly into Nifty options. So how many of you, so I shared what are options and futures in the earlier session, right? So future is the replication of Nifty. What Nifty is doing, Nifty future will do accordingly. So it's a leveraged product. So if you have to buy Nifty, the entire Nifty, it will cost you around 7 lakhs. But if you trade future, you get that entire Nifty 50 basket for 1.6 lakhs, right? So we call it as a leveraged products. So all future products are leveraged products. You only have to pay 10%, 15% margin to trade that instrument, right? And options are more leveraged products. So to buy that 7 lakh worth of Nifty, I have to spend only 8,000 rupees, right? So now assume that Nifty is worth 7 lakhs. If Nifty is moving 1%, how much profit you will make? If you are buying something for 7 lakhs. So to make it easier, let us consider as Nifty as 10 lakhs for now, for our easier calculation. What would be the 1% move? What is 1% of 10 lakhs?
1,000.
1,000. Right. So if Nifty moves 1%, your portfolio will make 1,000 rupees of profit. If it moves 3%, it will make 3% profit. Right. But when you're trading futures, right, you're getting that same 7 lakh worth of instrument for 1.5 lakhs. Right. Now you see the 1% move will be 1,000 for 1.5 lakhs. So every 1.5 lakhs invested in market, you'll earn 1,000. And options are more riskier because every 1% move will give you 1,000, but the money that you are utilizing to buy that instrument, it is only 8,000. So Nifty moving 2 or 3% up and down, you might end up losing half of the capital, half of the trading capital. So if you have deployed 1 lakh in the market and Nifty moves and you're trading options, there are high amount of chances that your money will be swiped off to your account. So it's a very later stage. So generally options are the instruments which a very senior trader will use it. So once you are in the market for maybe 2-3 years, you'll be able to understand what are options. So because it took me 4 years to understand markets, and now I'm trading options, maybe from last 1 year. Right. So again, your profits are also big, your losses are also big. So you have to control that. So there is one more concept called risk management. So how do we do risk management? So that will also you'll be able to see in live market if we trade. Yeah. Anybody has any questions by now or want to ask anything? Sinchana, you want to ask any question?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir, there are some levels like suppose it's written like Nifty 14,000 call option, or what's that 14,000 mean?
14,000 is known as strike price. Right. At what strike you want to enter? So call and put are something which you did. It's a contract, right? If Nifty comes to so 14,000 call means if Nifty is above 14,000, I'll make money. If Nifty goes below 14,000, I'll lose money. If I've bought that option, right? It is options are kind of an insurance product. We generally use it to hedge our future trades. Because you understand in a way, if something happens to you and you get hospitalized, your hospital bill might come to 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, right? To safeguard those expenses, you take an insurance product, right? So that you take a mediclaim. So if you are hospitalized, the mediclaim company will pay whatever you're losing. So your losses will be covered that way. Still, you will have some losses, but those will be very minimal. So options are kind of an insurance product. You have bought Nifty, and let's say your call option is you're predicting that market will go up. Call is for that. Put is market will go down. That is your prediction. Let's say you are short on market. Short means you have first sold Nifty and now you want to buy. Right. That means your view is bearish. But what if Nifty goes higher? Then you lose money. So to protect that loss, you buy an insurance product which will be call option. Right. So generally it's a insurance product, but right now we trade those insurance products. So call means it will be above 14,000. Put means market will go below 14,000. Am I able to answer your question, Rishabh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, but they trade in that, no, so like they don't use it as an insurance. They trade that.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are very leveraged products. So I'll show you, I trade with options only. So yesterday Nifty was trading around 14,750. So I bought 14,750 put, then Nifty crossed 14,700. I bought 14,700 put. So I took 2 trades yesterday. So put is when you are predicting market will go down.
So what if we buy Nifty at 750 you bought, and what if the market goes up?
You have purchased Nifty.
Yeah.
And
You told that you traded for 14,750.
so I traded put. Put is
Okay,
when you
assuming that the market will go down.
yeah, the market will go down.
What if the market goes up at that point of time?
I'll make loss. So my yesterday for every trade, my risk was if my trade goes wrong, on every trade I was comfortable losing 16,000. And if trade goes right, I'll earn somewhere around 20,000.
Sir, what about the stop loss? How much do you put?
So that's the stop loss. So generally my stop loss in options are 10 points. So and I trade with 19 lots of Nifty options. So 19 lots is roughly I'm buying 80 lakhs worth of instrument. Right. So 80 lakh worth of instrument I'm buying. So losing 16,000 on that is very less. So my stop loss is 10 points in options, and it is based on charts. My strategy is I'll buy call or put based on support and resistance. If the market is facing resistance and it is coming for the first time towards resistance, I'll short the market. But it is coming twice or thrice, that means it might break the resistance level and it can go higher. So at that time, I'll watch out and I'll see if I'm getting an opportunity on buy side. So everything is based on charts, and I'll show you what are support and resistances in this session. So should we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, is Bank Nifty and Nifty are the same or are different?
Nifty is basket of top 50 companies from all sector. What are the top? If there are 50 highest 50 market capitalization companies are Nifty 50, and highest market capitalization banks are part of Bank Nifty. So Bank Nifty has only banking stocks, not even financial services companies like Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv will not be part of Bank Nifty, but they'll be part of Nifty. So Bank Nifty is only banks. Right. So these are sectoral instruments. So Bank Nifty, Nifty IT, Nifty Pharma. So these are collection of all the stocks trading in those sector. In India, only 3 tradable indexes are Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Nifty IT. Nifty IT doesn't have much volume, so even if you take trades, there are high amount of chances that your order will not get executed because volume is very less. So you don't want to trade where volume is not there. So what do we mean by volume? Is there are not enough buyers and sellers at the point. Right. So let's say you bought something at 80 rupees and now that stock is at 100. So, but there is no buyer at 100. So to whom you will sell? So Nifty IT has that problem, but every sector has an index. So Bank Nifty is a barometer of the entire economy. Bank Nifty is barometer of all banking stocks. Nifty IT is barometer of all IT stocks. Nifty Pharma is all barometer of all pharma stocks. Right. So when I say barometer, it's a measurement of what are companies in that sector performing. What are they doing right now? Right. Am I able to answer your question, Sinchana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you're not getting the right answer, you can ask me again. Right. You have all the freedom to ask me as many questions you want. Don't be hesitant. So we'll start with the session. So we'll start with the charts. Right. You're able to see my screen? All good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So first we'll start with the most common charts, right? That is candlestick chart, right? So every chart has to plot something when there is a price movement. So why do we use charts, right? So charts are for identifying what that instrument has done in past, what prices it has traded, right? That to learn the price movement of that instrument, you need a chart. So there are different ways to plot those charts. So candlestick is one of the type to plot pricing of the stocks. So let's say a bullish candle, which is a green candle, right? Let's say a stock has opened the day at 100 rupees, right? So you'll mark something here as open as 100. You'll write here 100. If it goes to 107, 108, you'll keep marking it. At the end of the day, you will see, let's say it opened at 100, it made a high of 108 and closed at 105. So 100 was here. It made a high of 108, and again at the day end it closed at 105, which was this closing price, right? So this part is known as the green part is known as body, and the rest of the part is known as wick. So body represents that open and close. It will get plotted there, and whatever the stock makes a high and low will get plotted in the lower wick or in the higher wick, right? The moment the stock moves that, right? The bearish candle is also similar. Everything is based on open and close price, right? So the market opened at 100, went to 105. So you went to 105, then market made a low of 95. So you came here and market closed at 97. So this was 100, this was 97, this is 95, and this is 105. You are able to understand? If you are able to understand, you can raise your hand. Right. So candlestick, this candle. So these are candlesticks, right? It's one stick. But with candlestick, there is a time attached to it. Let's say you are looking at a candle of day, 1 day. You are looking at a daily candle. Then at the end of the day, around 3:30 when market closes, it will see what price it opened, what price it closed, what my high was made, what low was made, right? So candlestick charts are based on time and the price. So it has two axes. Time, one is x-axis is price, y-axis is time, right? So the candlestick charts are based on time. So there are two factors for candlestick charts. Even this, say made this the bearish candle, this is the bullish candle. So bearish is the red candle, bullish is the green candle, right? If open is greater than close, right? If open is 100, close is 95. So if open is greater than close, then you get a red candle or a red candle, right? Which is a bearish candle. If open is higher than close, sorry, close is higher than open, the price closed higher than where it opened, then it's a bullish candle. That means you say the market is growing, right? Then this is a bullish candle. Are you with me till now? Yeah, everybody is able to understand? Okay. Right. So this is a bearish candle. Open. It opened at 100, closed at 95, made a low. So this part is known as real body. This is a body part. And this part is known as wick or shadows. Right. So shadows will tell you what prices the stock has traded, right? Because this part should also get plotted because there is some transaction that has happened between buyer and seller. So wherever the transaction has happened, we'll mark that on chart, right? So these are candlesticks. Are you with me till now? You have any questions? The moment you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask the question, right? So for candlestick chart, 4 points are required from price point of view. You need a open, you need a closing price, you need a low, you need a high. 4 parameters are very important. 4 data points are very important if you want to plot candlestick charts. And again, one more factor is important, which is time. What it is showing. Is it for 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 1 hour? Right. So time is very important, and this 4 data points you need to plot a candlestick. So line chart. Line chart is another type of chart which you will get it when you're using Money Control or investing.com. If you're using those applications, the default chart is line chart. Line chart takes care, it takes only the closing price. So if you're checking a daily chart, it will get plotted based on closing price. So it needs only one data. Am I clear till this? So for line chart, you need only one data point, which is closing price. For candlestick, you need 4 data points. So line chart will be used. So this is only based on closing price. Bar chart and candlestick chart are same. Right. Only thing is candlestick will plot a body. Bar chart will not plot a body. The open and close will be indicated by a line. Right. By this dash. Right. So bar chart are same as candlestick chart, but these are more cleaner charts. So there is one school of thought that the closing and open price are important. So for a set of traders, they only look at body, what the price has traded. But there are few traders who trade in a very heavy instrument or in a very volatile instrument. They'll check bar charts, because for those traders, even the high and low are very important, because your stop loss might be based on somewhere here, based on the high and low made. Right. So your entry and exit will be based on the prices that it got traded in the market in past. Right. So these are 3 types of charts: line, bar chart, and candlestick charts. Right. For line, you need only closing price. For bar and candlestick chart, you need 4 prices: high, low, open, close. So we call it as OHLC charts: open, high, low, close. So when market opens, so you get a O point, which is open price. Then either it will make a high or it will make a low. So O, H, L, and C. C is for closing. Right. So bar and candlestick charts will need those 4 data points. Then there is one more chart which is known as point and figure charts. Right. So point and figure charts are based on the price movement, but these are vertical charts, and it is independent of time. It has only price plotted. Right. You can ignore this part, the 24th September, 6th October, 27th October. You can ignore this part. Right. It is of no use. The price get plotted when the stock moves higher or it moves lower. Right. Let's say this stock has started from 46 rupees from this level. Right. And for every 40 paisa, for every 0.40 move, there will be either X or O plotted. So X is when the price goes higher by 0.20, 0.40. If the price goes higher by 0.40, it will plot a X. Right. Let's say you are trading at 40. The price is going to 40.04. 40.4. Right. It will plot 1x. If it goes to 40.8, it will plot 1 more x. If it goes more 40 paisa higher, it will plot 1 more x. So when it will come to column of O, which is a bearish, if there is a 3 box reversal, if it comes 1.2 rupee down, it will plot 3 O's. If you want to shift a column from X to O, it has to come 3 boxes below. And if it is going in the same column, even the log value can be added or subtracted. Am I making sense to you? Are you able to understand?
So can you repeat XO columns?
I'll repeat the XO column. Right. Let me open my pen. Just a second. So that I'll plot one more chart here. See, the stock is right now trading at 100. Right. I have defined that after every 1 point, there has to be some plotting in the chart. If there is no 1 point gain or loss, I'll not mark it. Right now, the market has opened at 100. So the stock has opened at 100. So this is the 100 level. If it goes to 101, I'll plot 1x here. If it goes to 102, I'll put one more x here. If it goes to 103, I'll plot one more x here. The same way, if it goes to 110 at this time, whatever required x are to be put till 110, I'll put those x. Right. But now, if the market comes to right. You're able to see what I've written? Right. This I've written all 100 to 110. Right. Now we started from 100. The price is at 105. So 102, 103, 104, 105. Right. So I'll plot all the x. If the price comes to 104, I'll not plot any O. If it comes to 104, 103, I'll not plot. If it comes to 102, I'll plot 3 O's till 102. Right. Now if it comes to 101, I'll plot one more O. Now let's say the stock goes to 102, I'll not plot 1x. Till 103, I'll not plot one more x because the last O is at 101. Till the time it is 101 plus 3, which is 104. Till the price doesn't go to 104, I won't plot x. The moment it touches 104, I'll plot x. You're able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So who asked me this question? Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Is the doubt clear? Okay. Right. So this is how it is plotted. So there are 3 O's, price was coming down till the time it did not increase by 3 boxes till this price. This O didn't get plotted. It went higher till the time it didn't came 3 box down. It did not get plotted. The moment it came down, it got plotted. Right. So this point and figure charts are independent of time. They only plot price. Right. If the price stayed in the same zone, let's say a stock traded for 102 for 3 days, it will not plot a X. because your X and O's are based on price, not on time, right? So it has only one matrix of price, only one axis, which is price. There is no time to it, right? So these charts are known as noiseless charts, right? Why it is noiseless? Because it will not plot unnecessary data. In stock market, you need only prices when they are getting traded, right? If there is no price movement, you don't need that plotting. So this type of charts are known as noiseless category charts. So this is point and figure. Everybody is clear with point and figure? Okay. So there are different patterns, and this is how the chart will look, the point and figure charts. So I trade point and figure charts. I don't trade candlestick, but to some extent I take help from candlestick. But I find this charts as more interactive and good charts where you can take proper trades, because candlestick has lot of subjectivity, whereas point and figure charts don't have subjectivity. Subjectivity means what is right for me might not be right for you. If that is the case, that means it's part of subjectivity. Objectivity means what is right for me will also be right for you. If there is a buy triggered for me, it will also be a buy for you. So it is known as objective. So this point and figure charts are objective in nature. Then there is fourth type of chart, which is Renko chart. So I basically trade with point and figure and Renko charts. Again, these charts are independent of time. So it will get plotted whenever the price goes down. It will plot brick of red bricks. The moment price goes higher, it will plot green bricks. So everything is based on red and green bricks. And these are diagonal charts. Diagonal means it is independent of time. It will only get plotted when there is a price movement. Are you all with me with Renko?
So can you repeat it again?
Okay. Renko charts will get plotted whenever there is a price movement. Either price should go high or it should come low from the last closing price. Let's say this is a brick made at 28.90. The moment price came down by 5 points, it plotted one more red brick. The moment it came 5 more points down, it plotted one more brick. If the stock goes 50 points lower, it will plot points, 50 points brick you will get here. The moment price goes higher, it will plot a green brick. Right? So it shows if the price is coming down, it will plot red brick. If it is going higher, it will plot green brick. So it makes it easier for us to identify the trend in the market. In what trend it is. It is in bullish trend or a bearish trend. And after this, I'll show few charts which will make you understand what is bullish trend, bearish trend, and how to identify those. Right. But for time being, are you able to understand Renko charts? It will plot a red brick when it is coming down. It will plot green brick when it is going higher. That's the easiest concept, and it is independent of time. There is no time axis here. So these are the 4 charts. There are more advanced. There are more charts which are Kagi charts. So maybe we won't be able to cover all those topics today. So I thought I'll only focus on these 4 types of charts. Line, bar chart, candlestick chart. So line and bar candlestick is one for me. So line chart, candlestick chart, Renko chart, and point and figure charts. you tell me any stock of which you want to see the chart. Do you have any suggestions? Do you want, or let's check Nifty's chart.
Sir, are these charts available at your broker's application? All these charts.
Only candlestick is available. So I am using Zerodha as a broker, so they have only candlestick. But for charting, I have a different software called TradePoint. So I use this software. So all Renko and point and figure charts are available in Zerodha, but those are not accurate. They have some problem. I don't know if it will help you or not, but okay. So this is Nifty 50. I'll remove everything. So this is Nifty 50 chart. You're able to see my screen? You're able to see Nifty 50 chart? Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. So we will take the last candle, this candle, right? So do you see on the right side corner, this part? I'll bring it here. So there is again 4 parameters here. There's an open price 14,747 and there is a closing price 14,631. So close was lower than the open price.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it plotted a red candle. When your open is greater than your close, you get a bearish candle, which is a red candle. Now let's take example of this candle. Right. What is the open price?
Sir, 14.
710. 14,710.
14,710. What is the closing price?
14,880.
864.
Oh, 864.
Right. So here, your open, your close is greater than open. You're able to see your close is greater than open price.
Yes,
Because
yes,
you
sir.
opened at 710, you closed at 864. 160 points up. Right. So it plotted a green candle. Right. So this were the days where it was a bullish momentum. These are the bearish momentum days. Right. This is how candlestick charts get plotted. Are you all with me? You can raise your hands. Rishabh, Harsha, Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are candlestick charts. So it is getting plotted and every day. So there is one more parameter if you see. There is a date. There is 30th April candle. There is 29th, 28, 27, 26, 23. Right. So this might be Friday. Right. So every day it will plot one candle. So candlestick is clear, everyone? Okay. So we'll take the next chart, which is the point and figure chart. So point and figure charts will look like this. So these are based on X and O. So now let's take this candle. What is the date here? There are two dates written. What are the two dates written here for this candle? Can anybody tell me?
17 December,
17 December and
4th November.
4th November. Yeah. That means this is independent of time. When the market came from this point to this point, when it turned from O to X, it spent roughly 1 month and 12 days in one column of X. Right. The low was 11,749 and the high made was 13,714. Right. Now you can see the commentary. There's something called CR value. So keep noticing this value. For this candle, what is the CR value? What is the CR value?
13,510.
13,510, right? And what's the high that this column has made? 714, right? 13,714. So the moment price falls below 13,510, then only it will plot in column of O. Rest it will be in column of X. So that is column reversal value. So it is known as CR value, right? If the market falls below 510, it will plot column of O. So now you check this part. What's the low of this candle? 13,376, right? Which is below 510. So it plotted this column, this O's. Again, check the CR value of this column. What is the CR value?
$13,578.
13,578. So the moment market again crosses 13,578, will get column of X. So it crossed 578. So the moment it crosses, it will start plotting X. Right, and everything happens on real time. The moment it crosses the price, it will plot it. So now, tell me, the last is column of O. So when will we get the column of X? When will we get column of X?
Sir, after it reaches 14,779.
No. You have to check the CR value, column reversal value, which is 14,853.
53.
Right. So the moment it crosses 14,853, it will plot column of X. Is everybody clear with this? Right. Now, we were checking this chart of 0.5%. Right. So there is a log value attached here. On left hand side corner, you can see 0.5% cross X. So every X is of 0.5%. If I make it 1%, then every X is of 1%. And every column reversal will happen if the market falls by 3%. If it falls by 3% from this high, which is 14,795, if it falls 3% from here, we'll have column of O. Yeah, you're able to understand this? Right. So point and figure charts and Renko charts are dependent on a log value. Log value means it should be 0.5%, 1%, 2%, right? For our analysis perspective, because we see that Nifty doesn't move, there hardly, the range is between 1% to 1.5% plus or minus. So we have never seen more than that. If there is a falling market, then sometimes it will be more than 1.5%, but in general, every day the market high and low is between 1.5%. So we check 0.1% chart, which is very ultra short time period to trade. So we take trades based on a smaller box size, a smaller percentage. Right. You're able to understand this? So see, if the entire chart has changed. This was your 1% chart, right? Very clean, structured chart. Now this part, if I reduce the log value to 0.1%, the entire part is this big with lot of XOs plotted. Right. You're able to get this point? Right. Because the smaller the log value, more will be the shiftings from X and O. Right. So now here column reversal is 14,679. Right. To calculate it can be 14,680. So the moment Nifty crosses 14,780, it will plot column of X. Right. There it was 14,800 on 1%. If we go to, no, not 1, 0.5%, which was our earlier chart. The column reversal value is 14,853. And on 0.1, the column of X will get plotted when you are in 14,679. Right. Because now it is plotting every X on 0.1% move on higher or lower side. Right. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll check the Renko charts. So Renko charts are plotted diagonally, right? They'll get plotted like this, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and it will go. If markets are going higher, it will plot column of green, green bricks. If it comes down, it will plot red bricks. Moment it is going higher, green bricks, coming down red brick. So you get a clear trend that Nifty right now is in bullish mode. Right, bullish mode means Nifty is going higher. You are able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So Renko charts are much cleaner when you have to identify the trend of the market. So the current trend of the market on higher time frame is bullish. And if you see this part, this was the complete bearish trend. It came down from 12,000 to 7,000. That entire pandemic move is in this part. But the same thing, if you see in open high low charts, OHLC charts. So this is that fall. And it becomes very difficult to trade this kind of charts when there is a falling or rising market. Right. And this is the time you earn maximum money by shorting the markets, or in an up move by buying the market. Right. So if you are using candlestick charts, it becomes very difficult to capture this move. Right. But every chart has a different property. With OHLC chart, we can understand how much time the market has spent in a specific zone. Let's say this zone. If I have to see from 14,712 to 14,144, how many days the market has spent. So you can calculate the number of candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days it has spent in this small consolidated time zone. Whereas in Renko, you won't be able to find that because it will get only plotted. Let's say this brick. This brick is of 2 days, 27th and 28th. You're able to see the dates. On the right hand side corner, right, you're able to see these dates. There's a date written here, this part.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Huh?
Sir, can you open the candlestick? Sir, there is a gap down. After Doji. Hello? Hello?
Yeah. Okay. You're able to see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. I guess there was a network issue from my end. Okay.
Sir, I
Yes.
saw somewhere
Yes,
there was a
maybe-
gap down.
This part gap down or this one?
I don't know, sir. I just missed it. Like when you are showing it, I saw it, but now I can't identify it.
Was this part?
No, sir.
What was your question?
Sir, there was a gap down, but there was a green candle, sir. Sir, how?
Because at what price the market is getting open?
Okay. Same thing in here, sir. After Doji, there is a gap down, but there is a red color candlestick.
Because we have to consider what is the open, high, low, close. Right. Let's say this part. The market closed here at this point, but it opened here
Yes.
and went higher. So it will plot only the opening price, closing price, and high, low.
Okay.
So it doesn't account gap up or gap down.
Okay, sir.
Right. So whereas your Renko charts and point and figure chart has to plot because those price, it has crossed those prices. So you'll get in column of X or O. So candlestick you won't be able to, you will be only able to identify the gaps, but rest you won't be able to identify.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So these are time independent. If you see all, let's say this brick is from the high is made on 5th of March, the low is made on 17th March. So for straight 12 days, we were only in one brick of Nifty, right? That means you know that market will fall, but when you don't know the moment it crosses this price. So you can put a shorting order below this price and wait the market to fall, right? So Renko charts are independent of time. They get plotted whenever the price, there's a movement in price. Point and figure charts also the same. But with line chart and candlestick chart, it is dependent on time. Every day it will calculate open, high, low, close, and based on it, it will plot. For line chart, it will plot based on the closing price. Am I clear with this charts? All these 4 charts? Are you able to understand? You have any questions for me? Any questions you want to ask? You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Any questions? Sinchana, you want to ask any question?
No, sir. I'm clear with it.
You're clear with it. Okay. So,
So you said
yes, Malaya.
so, so you said Renko charts are better than candlestick charts, but there are a lot of information given in candlestick charts, no sir, like bearish engulfing, bullish piercing, momentum.
Yeah, see, I'm not saying, I'm not comparing which charts are better, but every chart has a different property. Right?
But
I
these
use
are
candlestick
useful
chart.
for future trading, no, like long-term trading. But candlestick is useful for like day-to-day intraday trading and all.
Uh, then for that, let me show you one more. So I was short on market from last 4 days. So this is a pattern called high pole follow through. So I was short on market the moment it got reversed, and I was here short, and I almost captured 400 points in this move. So every chart has a different property, but when you trade options, you also trade. Let me check if I have my markings of yesterday's trade. Yeah. See, this was yesterday's trade I was trying to take. I shorted the market when it came near the trend line, and this were different support zones that I could mark. Right. The moment it touched here, took a resistance from this level, I shorted. Right. So it is very important to understand that all charts, all type of charts are important, just to see what's happening in that time frame, because this chart has already told me that it's a bearish day, and it is going to be a bearish day for some time, till the time we don't have a buy triggered, right? So then I was looking at OHLC charts just to find the short trading opportunities, right? So even I use all the charts, right? But there are some primary and secondary charts. So most of the traders that you'll find on Twitter and everybody or on YouTube, they'll be using candlestick charts, right? But all big players like who actually drives the market, who are institutional investors, mutual fund houses, they all use point and figure and Renko charts, right? Because you get a clear price movements, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
every chart has its own property. So you can use Renko charts to identify the trend of the market. Point and figure charts, you can use it to identify where are the major breakouts and breakdowns, right? Because I knew at this point the market is going higher, buyers were not able to push price higher than this, and again it came down. So you can short the market here at this level, right? So the point and figure chart will tell you what are the breakout and breakdown zones. And once you are in breakdown zone, this was a breakdown zone entirely, then you can look at the OHLC chart. So this is a 5-minute chart, and this is a 3 days trend line. So trying to trade according to the trend line. So this is one of the pattern. If you see on a longer term time frame, so this So if you see on higher term time frame, see, this is an ascending triangle pattern where at this point it has halted for some time because from here it took the last support and going higher. The same it has break down. So now Nifty can go much lower than this level. So you use candlestick chart. Here basically everything is based on the way you look at charts. But it is important that you know every chart before you trade the markets, or else you'll get trapped. Because sometimes you get false breakouts. So the moment if you see this point, you'll see gap up and you'll feel that no, market will go much higher because there's a gap up and a buying momentum from last 3 days. So from last 3 days, everybody was in buying momentum. But people who are trading point and figure and Renko charts, they knew that from here the market will reverse. Right. So it's important to identify the properties of every chart. That's the reason I'm teaching all the charts. Am I able to answer you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we are not comparing anything with which is better or every chart is important. It is important that how you analyze it.
Yes, sir.
Any more questions you want to ask? Syed, Rishabh, Jivita, Ritik. Yes, Ritik. You want to ask any question?
Sir, as a basic, like a new investor, which would you suggest to be the most easiest and the most simplest way of looking through the market? Which table would you suggest?
I'll suggest Renko. Renko because you'll be able to identify a clear trend. Let me show you a chart of maybe some stock that will help you.
Tata Motors.
Tata Motors. See. Tata Motors was in clear uptrend. Now it is consolidating. This high is not getting breached. So this high is not getting breached. Again, this is making a lower high and a lower low. Same lows. Now it is consolidating. So the Tata Motors is consolidating between this zone, which is 319 and 288. So any trade taken in between this, you might get trapped. Right. So you should wait till the time it gives you a breakout above 319 or gives you a breakdown below 288.
Yes.
Right. So Tata Motors is in consolidation zone. So you should not touch this stock for some while now.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Same was this. Consolidating between this zone, this part, and this part. The market was in this range. The moment it broke, gave a breakout. Now see the price movement.
Yep.
So from here, you take this breakout, trade till here. So you must have entered around 155, 150. And you would have exited. If this gets breakdown, you exit here. So your exit will be now, your stop loss would be around 280.
Yes, sir.
Right. Still you are able to capture 130 points, which is nearly 60% for a 300 rupee stock. Right. So almost your, if you would have invested 10,000, you're in a profit of 6,000-7,000 now.
Yep.
Right. So right now it is in consolidation zone. Either it will break out or break down. So Renko charts are very easier to understand. It is easier to understand the price consolidation and all stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Anything else you want to discuss? Any questions for me? Do you have any questions or we'll end the session?
Any shares you would like to suggest, sir, which we should invest in?
So 2 days back, I have invested in Credit ACC. This is the company I have invested in. It was in proper correction. Now it has taken a W pattern, which is a bullish swing pattern, and on a very bigger time frame. So, and it has taken this support from its earlier resistance. So this was the resistance zone. Now it is again taking support here. So this I have bought. Recently I have also bought. So I have an expertise of identifying stocks which are in discount and which has touched their all-time high and coming down and again forming some bullish patterns. So again, Hero Moto I have bought. So this was the earlier support. If you see this point, this was the earlier support. It took support, went up. Again, trying to do something here around this price. So if this breaks out, so if it goes about 2930, you should enter Hero Moto for a long term. So if you hold this for, I guess, 5 years, you might end up seeing Hero Moto around 7,000, 8,000, 9,000. So these are the stocks which I have bought maybe in last 2 days. Because I take some early entries in the market because of the experience that I have, I know that this will go higher. Even if it breaks down, come here, then also there is one more support zone at this level where it will take support and then go back. So looking at this pattern here.
What if it breaks that support also? The down one.
Sorry?
What if it breaks that support, the down one?
This.
So what will you do?
2630.
Yeah.
So my stop loss is 2630. I have a 300 point stop loss in this stock, so which is roughly 4%. So for investment, my stop losses are 4%, 5%. For intraday, my stop loss is 0.07%, around that. So it depends on the time frame because I want to hold this for next 5 years or a decade. So my stop loss is 4-5%. Right. So your stop loss also depends on the kind of investment you are making.
So if it breaks that will automatically sell.
Yeah. So I keep GTT orders in my system. GTT orders are good still trigger. So if it triggers this price, it will get automatically sold out.
So you will have a loss.
I'll have a loss. Because you cannot predict the market. It's the entire game is on probability. So you have to see that the odds are in your favor. Only thing you can control in market is risk management. So if losing 4% might not affect my lifestyle or will not affect me because there is some portion. So I have equity of basket of investments. I have brought credit ACC. I have bought this. Again, I have bought one more stock. So I bought this stock when around this price. I brought this here. Right. The logic was very simple. Uptrend, taking resistance, again second time taking resistance, again third time taking resistance. So my expectation was this time it will break. So the moment it break this point, I bought this. Right. It was 1100 something I bought shares. Now it is trading at 1600, and this was something around 11th November, 18. So I remember Aarti Industries I bought on Murat trading. So on Murat day I bought this stock. Deepavali, yes. On Murat trading I bought this. So now if you see, it's again in complete uptrend. Right. So I'm expecting something like this to happen in Hero Moto and other stocks. So there are, so if there is a stop loss, and it's a stop loss, you have to exit that trade. You have to exit that investment. Right. And let's
So what do you expect for Monday, sir?
Monday might be a consolidation day because we had good. I'll show you here. If you see, you have got a good buying momentum, again a selling momentum. So somewhere the market should halt. So it might create a doji like this, a candle like this, or a perfect doji or something like this. Because if you see, when the market falls and when it regains, it will form a doji. Market falls, gains, it forms a doji. The same has happened here. The market has gained, lost, but there is no halt in the market. So I guess I'm expecting a halting candle on Monday. So it will be a very tight range, not a good. I am assuming that it might not be a good day to trade, majorly intraday markets. But if we get a momentum on any side, we should enter the market. But for now, I don't think. Any other questions?
You mean to say that when you have a long-term investment or you hold a stock for a long term, the stop loss is at a lower point?
Is at a lower point, yeah. Because see, when you're trading markets, you are already on leveraged product. So I buy 80 lakhs worth of shares for around for 2.5 lakhs, right? So if I'm losing or gaining anything, I'm losing or gaining everything based on 80 lakh worth of instruments that I have bought. But for investment purpose, I'll invest 15,000, 20,000 in one stock. So even if I lose 4%, that 4% is of 20,000. Right. So maximum what I'll lose is 800 rupees. Right. So losing 800 will not affect my lifestyle in any way. Right. So this is how I calculate.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. But the moment it starts growing, your money will start increasing like anything. Right now, I am in. I bought this Aarti Industries for around 1100 or something. Now it is trading at 1600. I am already on a 50% profit, right? So I invested around 20,000 in Aarti Industries. I'm on 10,000 profit, and my stop loss was 800 rupees. So if you see risk to reward ratio, right now it is 1:10, 1:8, right? I was losing 800 and I'm gaining 10,000 right now, but I'm still going to hold this because I'm in long term it has lot of potential going to 5,000-6,000. So I'll hold for next 5 years because these are investments. These are for wealth creation. Yeah, Achal, am I able to answer your question?
Yes, sir. So what would you suggest? A long-term investment or a intraday trading?
I'll suggest
For beginners like us.
I'll suggest that you should analyze if you're analyzing candlestick chart, you should analyze weekly chart, and based on your analysis, you should invest for long term. At least for you should invest for 2 years, 3 years, and trade small. It's not a trade; it's an investment. So buy 2 shares, 3 shares. If you are getting a breakout in Credit ACC, which I got, so that stock is trading around 594 right now. So buy one stock and see what's happening. Right. So start small and pick one pattern that you want to trade or you want to invest. But do it for a longer time period, because the more longer the time period, lesser are the chances that you will lose. Because if you see markets and if you see any stock, the companies which are fundamentally strong will eventually grow. The stock which was, I'll show you one more chart. Are you able to see this chart? So
Yes,
this was
sir.
trading around 5,000 something. In when 2015. 2015 it was trading around 5,000. Today it is trading at 15,151. 3 times. 3 times the money in 5 years. Right. And it also made a high of 18,000, 19,000 something. But Now again, it has again higher potential, and it's a very good company. It's a pharmaceutical company. They do lab testing. So you pick companies which are doing good businesses, and you invest in them for long term. Invest for 5 years, 6 years. Your money will grow. For long term, though, eventually your stock will grow. Yeah. Anybody has any questions? Any questions for me? So we'll end this session, and I'll again see you on Monday. Monday we'll be discussing on resume building and CV building, and post that if markets are supporting us, we might take a live trade, or we'll see what's happening on Monday. But Monday our agenda will be to study resume building and CV building. Okay, see you all. Take care and be safe at home. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.